So can we start?
Yes, sir.
Madam, can we start? Chandra Madam, can we start the session?
Yes, Soeb, I'm ready.
Yeah, good evening to all. Chandra Sahodya Conclave Kottayam is organizing a webinar on economics, senior secondary decoding the question paper by Mrs. Chandra Ramakrishnan from the Indian High School, Dubai, whose teaching experience of last 27 years. She is working with the schools and the students. It is great privilege that we have her for this session. I wholeheartedly welcome Chandra Madam to this session. And I wanted to add few more points regarding Chandra Sahodya Conclave. President Marina Sebastian, Secretary Vinita G. Nair, and all this program is organized and everything is conducted by our convener Ranjit Rajan sir and our technical team partner Insight SC. So from Insight SC, Soeb is here. So I welcome Soeb also for this session. So all the participants can use their chat box to ask the questions. In the Q&A sessions, they can unmute the mic and they can ask the question. For the certificate validation, the link will be shared to you in the chat group so that you can use this if it is they have required for the e-certification. Thank you, ma'am. And I welcome to the floor. Floor is open for you, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for the introduction. Thank you for this opportunity for me to felicitate rather not say teach, but to share my knowledge with my co-peers of Kerala as well as the people over the Gulf who are here. My own colleagues, I'm sure they are a part of this program today evening. The teachers of Indian High School will also be here as a part of this program because the link has been shared with them too. Right, this is as the agenda for today. I was given to start off with decoding of the question paper. I'm sure all of you would have gone through the sample paper, CBSE sample paper. As usual, CBSE, we know, will always take us for a surprise by giving one or two questions out of the syllabus, or it can be that it has been a question from the deleted portion, or it can be a question which is asked in a different form, in a different way, in which we don't test the children. So this is just to give you all an overview of the analysis of the question paper, which based on my knowledge, I have just jotted it out. I'm just sharing the screen and giving you the analysis of the question paper, question by question, chapter by chapter. I hope all of you are able to see the screen. If not, please do let me know. So this is going to be the agenda for today. Sample question paper analysis, tips to achieve the maximum score that we give to the students, and the way the students will have to answer the question, which is the best answer. So when you come to the board sample paper pattern, we are all aware that we have got 20 questions of 1 mark, which is we call it as an MCQ, but that MCQ can take any different form. 20 questions are there, 10 from macroeconomics and 10 from Indian economic development. Similarly, short answer questions, 3-mark questions are 4 of them, 2 each with choice internally. Short answer type is 4 marks. Again, 4-mark questions, 6 of them, which means 3 plus 3. Long answer type is 6 questions, that is 6-mark questions. are 4 questions, which is 2 each again. So total, the students will have to answer 34 questions. I hope you're all aware of, we all as educators, we know that this is the pattern for the current board exam. Regarding the typology of question, this is also again taken out only from our CBSE website. This is 44 marks where they just remember, understand. That is basically all the knowledge questions come here. That is based on our Bloom's taxonomy. When we say it is knowledge questions, is just they get by even the rote learning, but that is those who by heart will be able to answer these questions and get a few marks. That is for 44 marks. Then comes the applying questions, where when we talk about application questions, it is going to be where they will apply their knowledge which they have gained. They will analyze questions. They can analyze, for example, in this question paper, we have got a bar graph. That means they need to read the bar graph, analyze the bar graph, draw the fact or the inferences, and then they answer. Any question which is based on the numerical basis will also be categorized as your application question. Analysis, that is for 18 marks. Percentage is 22.5%. Analysis, evaluating, and creating. When you say creating, if you take the determination of income, output, and employment chapter, when we say to determine the equilibrium level of income, if we are asking the students to create a schedule to determine the equilibrium level of income, where the children definitely falter. Those who are able to mug up the question, the data, they mug up and reproduce, but those do not understand the basic equation, consumption function equation, struggle to give a schedule to bring out the equilibrium between aggregate demand and aggregate supply, or savings and investment. So such kind of questions, or if they have to create, we give them the marginal propensity to consume value, and we ask them to create a schedule for a multiplier, concept of multiplier. There also the children tend to fail. Those kind of questions will be treated as the analysis questions, where they evaluate, they create, they examine, they break the information into parts by identifying the motive or the causes. They make inferences, the final conclusions. They find evidences to support generalizations. Here, we can also include our comment questions, where there are arguments, justify, comment on the given base, comment on the question, defend or refute the given statement. So they make a judgment based on the given statement. So those are for marks 18, which is again 22.5%. So this is the typology of questions. Now in this, we are analyzing. I have just taken the question paper and analyzed the question paper based on this, that is given here, that is based on the CBSE. How many marks question? What is the typology of the question that has come? Now here in this is the name of the chapter. 1 mark question is 1 mark, 1 3-mark question, and there is 1 6-mark question which has been broken into 2 parts, 3 plus 3. This is again, in this sample paper, we don't have any numerical question based on the methods of national income for 6 marks. Yes, there is 1 question based on the output method. That is a very simple direct question. Generally, we get in the board exam a 6-mark question from this chapter. But this year, the sample paper does not have that question. Determination of output, income, and employment is for 12 marks totally, where they have given 2 4-mark questions and 4 1-mark questions. That is 4, 8, and 12 total. Money and banking again, 2 1-mark questions and 1 4-mark question. Government budget is only 1 6-mark question. Now this, again, this 6 marks can come in any form. It depends, as we all know, it depends on the paper setter. It can be 2 objective questions and 1 4-mark question, or it can be 1 6-mark question as analysis. Generally, always the CBSE board exam paper is not exactly as per the sample paper pattern, but the sample paper is just a guidance for us to train the students. Balance of payment and foreign exchange, again, 1 mark questions are 3 of them and 1 3 mark. So this is for macroeconomics. For Indian economics, now here when you take, this is the typology, when you take the determination of, that is the exactly all the 17 questions of macroeconomics where I have analyzed, determination of income and employment, MCQ type, which is a statement type question. So here, when we say the objective question is of different forms. Objective question can be of a statement question, can be of an A&R question, that is assertion reasoning question, can be of choose the correct alternative, can be identify the odd man out or pick out which is not a true statement, anything, or fill in the blanks with the correct alternative. It can be of any form which has come. Now this time, this sample paper has got 2 changes made. One, they have given a diagram and asked for it. That is also there as one of the part of the question, which is going to determine the skill of the student to analyze the answer. So the very first question, determination of income and employment question, MCQ, is a statement type question, which is based on understanding level under the Bloom's taxonomy. The child will have to understand the question based on the concept that the student has comprehended. He or she will be able to understand, answer the question. That is for 1 mark. Balance of payment, again, it is choose the correct alternative is the question, but the alternative where it is choose the alternative, which is an application-based question. Why do I call it as an application-based question? Because a situation is given to them and they have asked to identify the impact on the balance of payment position. So the child should, or the student should know what is the meaning of balance of payment position and what are the 2 sides of the balance of payment account. What would happen if there is a currency appreciation or depreciation? Analyze, apply the knowledge and answer the question. So it is an application level question for 1 mark. Money and banking, choose the correct alternative is the type of question. It is just a simple knowledge based question. Again, balance of payment, it is a statement question, which is going to be categorized as understanding the concept. Under national income accounting, again, a statement question. And here, from the same unit, there is a choice given. But for the first time, as I mentioned to you, there is a diagrammatic question based on the circular flow of income, the 3 phases of the circular flow of income, where the options are given so that they are now checking whether the students have understood which phase it is, phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, and they have given the alternatives to be answered. The next chapter, determination of income and employment, choose the correct alternative is the option there. It is an application level of question. That is where it is a numerical question. The student should understand the formula and then apply and do the sum. Money and banking, choose the correct alternative again, which is a knowledge-based question. Balance of payment, this particular question, question number 8, I have categorized it as HOTS question, which is the higher order thinking skill, where they have asked to identify the concept. But what is the question? It is completely a numerical based question, where there are different steps that are required in that particular question to answer that particular question. What are the steps? 1, the student needs to know what is meant by balance of trade. That means how balance of trade is calculated. The difference between export and import, we tell them. Then, is it favorable or is it unfavorable? What will be the impact? They have given a data and asked to find out. So 2010 to 2022 time period data is given there in that particular question. They need to know how to calculate is 1. Then they have to link it with the trade is the second one. So there are so many things that the child needs to know here, which is an application question, which can also be determined as a higher order thinking question. The next one, determination of income and employment, again, A&R question, which is coming or falling under the category of understanding. Determination of income and employment, A&R type of question, which is again into the understanding level. National income accounting, as I told you earlier, this is one under the product method or the output method, which is going to be a numerical question, which is an application question. Foreign exchange, direct simple question, which is going to be the determination, the benefits. This year we do have the benefits and the merits and demerits of fixed and flexible exchange rate system. We are supposed to teach them that also in the syllabus. So this is a theory-based question, which is a knowledge-based. They read and they write. Determination of income and employment, again, a numerical question, which is an application question. Again, case-based, which is knowledge and application, which is a combined question, where in case of they have given you a data. Now, this one was a tricky question, which relates to inflation, which relates to excess demand. So they need to know or have the knowledge about the meaning of excess demand, apply that knowledge based on the case study or the source base that they get. This is for 4 marks here. So they need to analyze the case. First thing they have to write, and based on the knowledge that they have gained, they are reading the question. Then they are applying the knowledge that they have received based on the concept that they have been taught. So this is again a very, very important thing that we need to know. We need to train the students based on the case. That is, give them situations from the newspaper clippings which would relate to inflation, deflationary gap, or the monetary measures taken by the RBI. So that is for 4 marks. Banking, again, application-based question, which is, as I just told you, a source-based question based on the measures taken by the RBI, which relates to the selling of securities. They had asked, what does it relate to? When will this measure? So then the children need to know, the students need to know what is meant by the monetary policy measures of a quantitative, that is the quantitative instruments of a monetary policy, how and when it is. Just not mugging up bank rate will increase, bank rate will decrease. They need to know what would be the repercussions under those situations. That is again a case base which has come for 4 marks. Or from the same unit, a very simple question was there based on the reserve ratio and the credit ratio being inversely related. That's a simple application question which can be answered by the advanced learners, again, not by the basic level students. Then national income accounting, the 16th question, national income accounting has come as a direct theory question based on knowledge, which is GDP deflator, and the precautions or the methods or the steps that is to be taken. That's just a knowledge base. This is 6 marks, but it is 3 plus 3. Government budget, it is a new type of question, which is a skill base. Why I have said a new type of question and a skill base? So far for government budget, we have always been given regarding the programs which are by the Modi government and asked which objective of government budget it would relate, or explain that objective of. They give you a phrase and they ask you the which objective does it. Even last year we had it that it relates to redistribution of income, it relates to reallocation of resources, like that the objective. But this time they have given a they have given a bar diagram and they have asked to analyze that bar diagram, which comes under the application, a skill-based question. Apart from that, that is only for 3. And again, they have given a theory question to answer along with that application question, or which is the next same question, which is a comprehension-based question, which is how much they have comprehended, the difference between direct tax and indirect tax, difference between revenue receipts and capital receipts. That is all known for sure questions. Earlier, a few years back, we used to have questions as identify which of them is capital receipt, which of them is revenue receipts, revenue expenditure, capital expenditure. They used to give it as phrase and students will have to answer the question. But now that trend has changed. It has come into a skill base where we have got a bar diagram and they have asked. This is the type of change that we have noticed in this sample paper. Now, so here, this is how the summary goes. Statement question is 1, MCQ is 1, out of that statement is 1, and A&R is 1. Fill-up is 1, choose a correct alternative, application. This is just the summary of the objective questions that has been done. For macroeconomics. Coming to Indian economics, same way. To me, LPG has been completely left out when I did the analysis of the question paper. We can say that the Indian economy, the Green Revolution, is an overlap of these two chapters, but I did not find anything which is very great or important under liberalization, privatization, and globalization. Maharatnas and this had come, that is just for a few marks there. That is a part of the second chapter. So this is how the mark distribution goes for the mark distribution goes for the IED chapters. Indian economy 1, 4, 6. Again 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 plus 6. The last chapter 4 plus 4, 8 marks has come here according to me. Development experience of India, China, and Pakistan. Again here 18th question of the sample question paper is MCQ. Identify, which is based on the Bloom's taxonomy, which is understanding. Indian economy, which is a fill in the blanks question, which is knowledge. Fill in the blanks question, again knowledge. RD has been given more importance. But one thing, since 2 chapters are omitted this year, we don't have the infrastructure chapter, we don't have poverty. That has been deleted from the portion. Since these 2 chapters are not there, we can say that we are comfortable with the portion, we are comfortable of the sure short questions. RD is given importance, and human capital formation is also given importance. When you think of RD, the questions, you can find the questions, the mark distribution as a choice between RD and HCF, or HCF and employment. Later on, when we move on to the 3 marks and 4 marks, it is a choice within that unit that comes as the choice for the internal choice. So all the chapters are covered. You don't have infrastructure. We do not have poverty. Both of them are not there. So that is a big relief for us. So here, sustainable development, again, a skill-based question where they have given a flask kind of a picture and they have asked the students to find out what it is. So it is revealing the given picture. They have given a picture and they have asked to find out the environmental challenges. We know that ozone depletion and global warming are the environment. Apart from that, there are so many environmental challenges. This can be a generalized answer also, where the students can relate it to the general situation in the economy. So that is a skill-based skill because they have to analyze the picture. Employment or rural development is an application question for 3 marks. Development of China, India in comparison, application and analysis, it is for 4 marks. Indian economy is for just 4 marks, which is a knowledge-based question. Human capital formation is an application question. Rural development, again, RD, as I told you, importance given to RD, but RD is not a difficult chapter for the students. Only the volume that they need to know will be moved. Indian economy 1950 is case-based question, which is Green Revolution-based question. So that has come for 6 marks between 1950 to 1990. It is again a generalized question. Now for 6 marks, there can be subdivisions to the question. There can be breakup of the question, or it can come in the form of 3 plus 3. That is also possible. Now here, certain things are there which the CBSE tells, which is identify, define, comment, calculate or compute, defend or refute. So when it comes to identify, if that is the question is in the form of identify, then the students, what is expected out of the student? They are expected to identify the concept and explain that only, that concept only they have to write. Define means they will want the exact meaning. If you see, define the following, there is a glossary at the back of the book. We all know that. It's preferable to use the same terms, give the exact meaning. Comment, where the students need to give their opinion. They can give their opinion. Calculate or compute will be worked out based on the information that is provided, which means first step in case of national income accounting or in case of determination of income, output and employment, or in any numerical balance of trade, the first step is to write the formula. Internally, we may or may not give when we conduct the model exams, but in the board, they do have, we all know that they do have marks for the formula for the steps. So first step would be to write the formula and to start. Defend or refute. The students will write whether the given statement. Tell the students to always avoid write I or we. Just give in the answer paper, state that the given statement is correct or the given statement is not correct. That should be the answer, the phrase that they should start with for such questions. Justify. When they say justify, they prove and they justify. And then the last line should be, hence it has been justified. Or the statement should complete. The answer should get completed at the last line. This would be the tips to achieve the maximum. That is very small. The font in my PPT is very small, but it is all the general things that we say. First is regarding the time the students need to, that is for 3 hours to sit in that exam hall, and they need to utilize that time. The frame of mind in which they are sitting should be very, very good for them. They should not be in pressure or under pressure. They should be stress-free. That is the first thing, which we all tell them, but of course it is not that easy. Timing, they need that, utilize the 3 hours is very, very important. They should finish the paper within 2 hours, 40 minutes. The last 20 minutes should go in for the analysis of their answer paper, that they need to check the answer paper. Reading the question paper is very, very important. When we say reading the question paper, we know that first 15 minutes that we allot for them is very, very important. Then case-based or source-based question, first read the passage, find out what is required for them to answer. Then identify from that given case study, given case, what is required, what is the question that they have asked. It is always preferable to tell the students to leave one line after one question that they have answered, so that the answer paper doesn't look in a cluttered manner. There is some space left and it is very easy for the examiners to correct it. Give answers to, that is the points, rather than in a paragraph. Don't encourage them to write, even for IED, for Indian Economic Development. Please break the answer into acronyms or words. Give them the clue to the answer. Ask them to highlight the words, that is the answer that they write, which are the important terms of that particular answer. We as teachers, as experienced staff, we know that this particular question should have this particular term in that answer. So train the students to write that word, underline that in that manner so that it is eye-catching to the examiners. So they should not forget to write the question number. In case of a numerical, as I mentioned, write the formula as the first step. So they do not forget to write the units when it comes to the calculation part. So these are the general terms and conditions that we tell the students when we tell them, when we practice them in this during the school exam itself. We tell all these tips to score a perfect 100. So these are the tips to ensure that they are going to get that 100. As far as the project work is concerned, this year, I am not sure whether I think we will have an external examiner, but whether it is internal assessment or we are going to have a board practicals, still we are not clear. But we do have the format which is given to the students for the guidelines for the project. This would be the project guidelines. As you all are aware, it is mandatory that they use a A4 size sheet, that is the top, school name and logo, title of the project, name and class of the student, the roll number, date of submission, we have already told, bona fide certificate with the teacher's sign and an internal examiner. The third page will be an acknowledgement. Last page will be a bibliography. These are the guidelines that we give, 3,000 to 4,000 words, excluding the diagram and graph. Then if it is going to be typed out, generally in India, I'm sure the students do it handwritten. It has to be a self-directed piece of study. If it is if it is a printout, then it can be printed, but we don't encourage printing. It is preferable to have it in handwritten form. And main thing is use a real life related picture. It can be anything that they collect, but it has to be that only proves that they have done the work. Use a real life picture. Select the topic based on the published extract from the news media, government policies, RBI bulletin, Niti Aayog reports, or the bank reports. So what is the scope? They choose a title, collection, organize the data. This is our grade 11 material that we are checking here. When they know to collect the material, they know to organize the data, they know to present, they know to analyze. We have taught them to read a bar graph, so they should be able to analyze their collected information and present the project. These are the common topics. Again, we have, these are the general topics which the students choose. Now they have got, this is the link that they can. These are the guidelines which are expected by the CBSE. Of course, this is our school that we have given. What they have to choose, they have to choose all the topics, write the objective, research question, and a research methodology, the research material, step 4, step 5, how it is, 6, 7 steps we have told the students to follow, so that they are completing the project well in time, and we start evaluating them in the month of January. How is it going to be evaluated? The relevance of the topic marks will be 3. The research work that they do to present the project is, or they gather information, is for 6 marks. Presentation technique is for 3 marks. External examiners viva is for 8 marks. So project as well as this is for full 20 marks. This is regarding the project work. I think from my side, I have covered both the analysis as well as the project requirement. Now the floor is open for your questions. If there is any doubt, I would be glad to answer your queries.
Dear participants, you can free feel to ask your doubts. You can unmute and ask. It's like a classroom. 2 sets of students have done doubt. One, the brilliant one and the least bothered one.
No, this is a DL mode of teaching, sir. This is a DL mode of teaching. All cameras switched off, so it's a DL mode of teaching. Only 2 things. Either I have been very clear to them, or they have not understood anything. Either only those 2 can happen.
Yeah, ma'am. Chandra ma'am, that's I mentioned. It's a both kind of.
Yes, dear faculty members,
maybe
the floor is open.
Another thing is usually our session ends with 8 o'clock. Still, the phone is in the mode. They are right back on 7:50. Now, unfortunately, the session will end it later, like our Indian Railway. Now the train is correct train. So, dear participants, any clarification, any doubts, you can feel free to ask now. We are. Otherwise, someone should be unmute and say feedback about the session. That too welcome.
Yes, faculty members, I would like to hear from you all. If you have any queries, I'm ready to answer them to the best of my knowledge.
Ma'am, good evening, ma'am. Explanation was so clear, ma'am. So no doubt. Thank you, ma'am.
Oh, wow. That's great to hear. That's nice to hear, Lisa. That's nice to hear. Thank you so much. I hope the tips would help you. It is nothing new that I have shared with you all, but just these kind of forums will enhance our learning as well. We all learn from each other. So it is this kind of an initiative by Sir has been appreciated. I'm sure we are all blessed to have such sessions to share our knowledge and share our learning. Thanks to Prasu, who gave me this opportunity. I think it was Sir who, Ranjit Sir, who has contacted him, and then he had chosen me. So this has given me an experience to analyze the question paper. So any other doubts regarding the project?
Thank you very much, ma'am. Be with us for the session.
Sure.
Actually, last 1.5 months, every day we are conducting session for the secondary and senior secondary teachers and all the stakeholders of CBSE schools of Kerala in and out of Kerala too. Actually, today, I am a coordinator of this program, but I am 5 minutes late to the class. The coordinator is the 5 minutes. Today, CBSE COE is organizing a PRB session for the trainers. I went to Bhavan Tripunithara and right back to home just now only. You know that the weekend traffic, it's terrific.
Yes, yes.
So I am 5 minutes late. Usually initial onwards, we are all are presenting. And thank you, Neelakandan sir, for my absence. He take away the session. And a special thanks to the technical team too.
Sir,
Hello.
you have to mention Prashant sir also, sir.
Yes, Prashant sir.
Sure.
We call him Ms. Prasul.
So Prashant sir is our family member, and he's the resource person of accountancy and business studies for us. Actually, Prashant sir introduced Chandini ma'am for the session, and we have a great privilege and sincere thanks to Prashant sir. It's a beginning only. Today onwards, the Central Sahodaya Conclave is expecting a long time relation with you, ma'am.
Sure, definitely, sir. We'll do that. No problem.
Fine. So since there is no doubt, no suggestions for improvement, and the weekend too, our educators are busy and hectic schedule, and they also need a break. Neelakandan sir, shall we wind up officially?
Sure, sir. Sure, sir. Correct.
So good evening, one and all. Once again, as you know, that Central Sahodaya School Conclave Kottayam and Council of CBSE Schools of Kerala jointly organizing webinar series for the CBSE stakeholders, especially secondary, senior secondary teachers. Today, senior secondary economics, our resource person Chandini ma'am, she is from Dubai, Indian School Dubai, PGT economics, and as we all know that she done her best. It's a wonderful learning experience for everyone associated with us. Sincere thanks, ma'am, and we are expecting much more sessions with you for the stakeholders of CBSE fraternity. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Definitely. Sir, I will just answer a chat question which has come in my
Please.
chat box. Is there any current affair questions? Yes, there are so many questions available. There is a chat question which has come here. Is there any questions from IED for the current affair questions? Definitely, yes, we can expect. That is, there is a group which has got the newspaper articles being published. I'm a part of that group as well, where we get all the newspaper articles from Economic Times and Financial Times. I have got no problem in sharing those news materials, so that based on that, which is a case base, we can frame the questions and train the children. There is a separate group called the newspaper articles, that is only for the newspaper. So I can share that information or the resource material that I get with all the teachers, so that all of them can frame questions and give.
So once we received that material, we do share with all the registered participants, ma'am.
Yes, sure. I can share that. If there is a group, then I can just share it because I get it on
So
a daily basis.
we will add you for the economics group also.
Sure. Thank you, sir. No problem. Any tips to get full marks in Indian economy? Yes, as I told you, give the students, that is what I do to the students, give them the tips would be based on the acronyms that you frame and give them. For any particular question, if there is a word so many points will be there in that word. So for example, just simply if I say sail, S stands for something, A stands for I, so something, I stands for something, L stands for something. When we present it in the class itself, then when we say yes, yes refers to self-sufficiency. I'm just taking a word at random. Yes refers to self-sufficiency. A refers to something else. I refers to, like that. Then the child will remember the word sail alone for that particular answer. Then it is easy to present the answer. That is how I do it in the class to the students. Is it possible to get 100? Yes, definitely it is possible. Again and again, when we do the paper, students give them, there are question papers, enough number of sample papers. I can share a sample paper that I am creating right now based on the CBSE sample paper. Similar to that, I can share that sample paper with you all so that you can use that as your tool to train your students. It is exactly going to be based on the CBSE sample paper. Then, so that can come. As far as the numerical is concerned, we know the definite sure shot questions that will come from ADAS. One is with multiplier, one with relationship between multiplier and consumption function. So we know the sure shot questions which would come. So there are question banks available. CBSE has also created a question bank. I'm sure you're all aware of that. So from that, we can, the link is being shared with all the teachers. For all the subjects, the link is there. I'm sure Prashant sir is doing that in the group as well. So based on those question papers and those link, we can sort out the questions based on the chapter and treat them. Getting 100 is not easy, but not something which cannot be achieved. It is all in our effort, our attitude, our training that we give the children. That's all. Link, okay. New message. Anything else?
Anyway, thank you.
Can we use plastic covers for project, or it should be eco-friendly? Preferably when we are talking about environment, it is preferable to have a eco-friendly product. But if it is a folder also, it is fine. That's not I mean, banned is if it's an A4 paper where it is inserted into a folder, that is also fine. That is accepted.
Thank you, ma'am. So I think officially we can wind up with mentioning 2 more persons, and our Center Sahodaya Conclave blessed with the patrons and team leaders. And today we with us our Honorable Treasurer of Sahodaya, Mr. M. Neelakandan, Manager Sri Shankara Vidyalaya Vaikam. Thank you very much, sir, for your all support provided to conduct such kind of program. And one more person, our technical head, we are in association with the Insight E. Insight E is the service provider for the CBSE schools for the Holistics Progress Card, ERP software, and teachers assessment tool, and many other platforms. Representing Insight E today be with us, the Managing Director of Insight E, Mr. Shuhaib. Sincere and special thanks to Shuhaib also. Shuhaib, thank you very much.
Thank you, Ranjit sir.
Sir, and my dear participants, you are the real heroes and stars of the day. As we know that you all are running behind with the hectic schedule, and today is a weekend also. Hardly more than 40 participants from Kottayam and in and around Kerala participated for the session. Sincere thanks to each and every participants. Once again, thank you very much to the resource person. We will meet again with another wonderful session to upcoming days. Thank you all. Thank you very much. The meeting is officially ended.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. So it can stop. Thank you, Soeb.
Soeb is traveling, ma'am.
Oh, he's traveling. His camera is switched off, and all for us it is weekend for us. So it's fine.
Soeb is in Dubai now, ma'am.
Yeah, Soeb is in Dubai. He had called me from here. He called me today. He called me and he spoke to me. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Mr. Neelakandan. Thank you so much for this opportunity.